welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a first impression on a few luxury products that I've kind of been hoarding. So I have the Charlotte Tilbury quad, that's the Fire Rose edition, the one that was limited edition, sold out super quick, and then she finally brought it back. So I'm gonna be trying that out today. I have the Dolce Gabbana highlighter, which I'm so excited to try, as well as the Chanel highlighter. I have not taken it out of the box. I wanted to do it on camera together. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. But with all that, let's just get started playing with some makeup. All right. I think I want to start with the eyeshadow palette just because I'm more excited for the highlighters. So the Fire Rose palette from Charlotte Tilbury got a ton of hype when it came out. And I tried to pick it up, but it was already sold out by the time I heard about it. And, you know, looking at it now, it's not the just greatest color story. I will say that. I saw it came back in stock and just impulsively bought it without giving it much thought because this was one of those purchases for me that kind of got away. One of the very, very few purchases that I've looked on third retail sites to pay like a higher price tag at picking up. And I told myself like, no, I'm not going to pick this up. If it's anything like Pillow Talk, it's getting the hype. She's going to bring it back. And she did. So I'm glad I didn't do that, but let's just kind of swatch this palette out. It has two kind of satin shades, one topper shade and one matte shade, very similar to all of her other quads. I don't own too many of them, but I have like 3 or 4. Of course, I have Pillow Talk. So here is the first satin here, kind of like a warm pinky rose gold. This is the second shade, which is more of a chocolate brown satin. This is the topper, which does feel pretty gritty just swatching it out. And it does have, you know, some base to it, as you can see. Sometimes some of her topper shades have a little bit more of a translucent base. And then this is the matte in the palette, which is very much appropriately named, like a very rose color, but like a deepened rose. So this is the color story we're working with. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I just kind of wanna test the formula, see how much I like it, if it's worth the hype. So I think that I'm going to take the matte shade and put it all over the lid. We'll see if that's a problem. Deepen it up with this chocolate satin, and I'm probably gonna put this on the lower lash line. I'm gonna put this all over the lid and then spotlight with this, and probably also put this in the inner corner. I'm not gonna zoom you in because I'm trying to make this just kind of like a quick, fast testing video. And I'm using a very, very fluffy blender brush because I don't want this to be as deep as it is in the pan. I want to shear it out just a little bit. And it is very pigmented. This does retail for $55, just like the rest of her quads. I will have it linked down below in the description box, as well as all the makeup that I'm wearing today. I'm only wearing foundation because I didn't want to put bronzer or blush on since we're gonna be trying the highlight and have it kind of mess with that. And I wanted to really see what those highlights can do. The thing that I love about Charlotte Tilbury quads is just they are really fast and simple. I do just at this point of being a makeup collector think they're a little overpriced for what they are. And sometimes her shadows can be a little bit repetitive, but the quality is really good if you don't mind spending the price tag. They are really nice. They're nice to travel with. They're nice and sturdy. I won't say you can get like a variety of looks out of them, especially my Pillow Talk quad. I can't really get that many looks out of it. I'm gonna now go into that chocolate brown and kind of put this on the outer corner here. Just deepen it up. And I'm also going to run this along the lash line. Now that that's done, I'm going to go into the first satin, that really light kind of rose gold, and I'm going to apply that all over the lid. And I didn't use any primer or anything like that. I did maybe, you know, there might be a little bit of concealer on my lid from when I did my base. This color, surprisingly, right now is my favorite in the palette. This surprises me. This kind of reminds me, at least the tone of it, of one of her Eyes to Mesmerize. I think it's called Sunset Rose. It's kind of giving me the same feeling as far as the color. No complaints so far. This shade is a little bit powdery. There's a little bit more kick up in the pan compared to the chocolate brown, which, as far as I'm aware, they look like the same kind of formula. And lastly, I'm just going to use my finger for the topper, and I'm just going to apply that kind of right in the center and just try to press it down very gently, hopefully not get any fallout. Maybe should have sprayed a brush. That just adds a little bit more twinkle. I'm also going to apply that same shade in my inner corner. There we go. So this is just quick, easy, simple look with the Fire Rose Quad. I'm happy that I have this. You know, I probably would have been more excited if I had bought it when it first released, but I'm glad I finally have this in my collection and it is no longer the palette that got away. Let me just finish up this eye look. I think I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury eyeliner in Pillow Talk, apply some mascara, and then we get to play with the highlighters. I'm so excited. I applied my lipstick as well. I figured might as well, and I stuck with the Charlotte Tilbury theme and put on my Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in Amazing Amal. It's one of my favorites. But now let's get into the highlighters. I don't know if I want to start with the Dolce Gabbana first or the Chanel. Let's do the Chanel. So I told myself I wasn't going to get this, and then I had a moment of weakness and bought it. So here is what the box looks like. I ordered this directly from the Chanel website, and they even included like a little charm here, which is super cute. They usually don't do that. I've ordered from their website a few times. I don't know if this is their holiday packaging, but I opened this up and I was really blown away by how pretty the packaging was. So let's see if I can undo this ribbon. So you open it up and that's kind of what the inside looks like. I will show you the highlighter I got. It does come with like a little bag and some samples. I will use those later. Here is the box. It is a very large highlight, 14 grams. So Chanel came out with a collection that's called their Symbols of Chanel collection. And it's 4 different highlight embossings with 3 different shades. And you could choose which embossing you wanted and which shade you wanted. I will show you the one that I chose. This retails for $95. It is quite expensive, but I really felt like this was a collector's piece, so that's why I decided to ultimately get it. At least that's how I justified it to myself. And I picked out the double CCs in Pearly White. So I will pop up a photo of all 4 embossings that they carry, and the 3 shades they have are warm gold, some kind of coral, and then pearly white. I thought the most classic Chanel would be the double CCs with pearly white. I actually have not heard great things about the pearly white, that it's very glittery, but I'm going to try it out myself and decide. Hopefully I get some use out of this. Like I said, it's very, very big. And here's what the swatch looks like. I already have glitter all over my hand here, but I will do a swatch. Yes, it's a very translucent base with glitter. Kind of gives me the Fenty Diamond Bomb How Many Carats vibes, which is not my favorite, I'm going to be honest, but that's okay. This is just more of an actual powder versus that putty texture that the Fenty is. So this is the Chanel. Let's unbox the Dolce Gabbana and then we'll apply them both to my face. Dolce Gabbana came out with this entire devotion collection. They have a lot of different beauty items. They have bags, they have jewelry, they have fragrance. I kind of want to pick up the fragrance. I smelled it in store and it smells really nice. And I love the heart embossing as well on this. This does retail for $58 and it only comes in one shade, which is just 00 Universal. I ordered this from a department store here in France, so I cannot tell you how Dolce Gabbana would have shipped this, but it does come in a box as well as a pouch, which I don't really keep these pouches, I'm gonna be honest. And then let's see what's inside. So inside is the highlight and a brush. Oops, okay. So here's what the brush looks like, very reflective. Interesting that it doesn't like fit in the component here. And then here is the actual highlight. If I can show it to you without reflecting. Like I said, I just love this heart. And I'm gonna open it up here. Here's what it looks like, kind of more of your traditional champagne highlight, I would say. You have the embossing on the highlight as well as the front here. And then let's just swatch this one out. Much more of a peachy gold. Let's see, I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, this is gonna be super subtle compared to that Chanel. Let me put the Chanel next to it. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see them. Here's the Dolce Gabbana right here, and then there's the Chanel. This is gonna be a nice highlight. I'm pretty excited for this. I haven't tried anything from Dolce & Gabbana. I really didn't know a lot of makeup that they came out with. It looked like some lip products, which didn't interest me at all. But I'm now going to apply these on one side of my face. We're gonna see what they do. Hopefully they are just beautiful sparkles. I usually apply my highlight with this brush. This is the Sonia G Hinoki brush, but I don't have two of these. And I have two of these. Well, they're not the same, but they're the same kind of style. So I figured that was gonna be best. Plus this is a little bit more dense, so we'll really see what the highlight looks like. It's not gonna be an accurate representation of how I would normally wear it, a little bit more diffused, but I want to show it how, kind of like a heavier swatch on my cheek. So let's do that. I have to still take off my glasses when I apply highlight. So I'm gonna do the Chanel first since we opened that one first. I'm gonna try not to hit the embossing. And let's just see. I already mentioned this, but I don't have bronzer or blush on. Really just wanted to see how this looks. And, you know, I like this better than the Diamond Bomb. I don't know what it was about that, but I didn't really love it. I'm just adding layers and layers, but it kind of just has more of a translucent base and it's not as dense of a sparkle. It's a little bit more sparse. I'm gonna have to put my glasses on to see fully. Let me first do the Dolce Gabbana on the other side here with kind of a similar brush. See, my eyesight's really bad. I can't even see this highlight without my glasses because just from the swatch, I could tell how subtle it was going to be. I can kind of see it when I tilt my head. This is the perfect everyday highlight if you want something just a little bit subtle without being like outer space. Love this. Here's the Chanel. Let me just put my glasses on and take a closer look. Yeah, This is just more holiday, and this is more everyday. Highlight's kind of just one of those things where you want to buy them because they're so sparkly, but really they kind of look the same on the face. And honestly, like, I actually don't think I have something like this Dolce Gabbana. It just like blends perfectly with my skin tone and gives like that natural highlight with a little something extra. I like that a lot. And then this is just like bam in your face. I believe that the warm gold and the coral is supposed to be more like this. So if you prefer that, pick up one of those. But I'm glad that I actually picked up this shade since I also picked up this one. That's gonna complete the try on. I think I'm just gonna try to summarize or wrap up my thoughts really quickly, although I kind of already did that, but let's just formally do that. I like all these products a lot. I'm just a luxury person at heart. My wallet doesn't agree with that, but I am. I'm very happy with this highlight, although, you know, out of everything, I just wish that Chanel didn't take advantage of their customers because they know people are going to buy this regardless of the price, and they just make it oversized in order to like justify it. And I kind of don't like that. That's really like my only gripe. They can make this just a normal sized highlighter like they used to with their limited editions and mark down the price a little bit, and I would be much, much happier with that. But, you know, I still bought it, so clearly it doesn't matter. They know people will buy it. This Dolce Gabbana highlight was kind of also just like an impulse purchase. I talked about it on a Will I Buy It, like a new makeup release video, and how much I liked the embossing. But surprisingly, the product outshines the packaging. I'm very impressed with this. Of course, just to mention again, these are all first impressions. I'll be testing these out more, trying them out more, getting better thoughts, and then following that up with a ranking video. I'm very happy with this. This is really a really nice formula. Like, I don't think the camera can even do it justice because it's just so perfect with my skin tone. And I have not encountered a highlight like this that I can remember. This one's just like, they are polar opposite different. This one's at least like a more reasonable price at $58. Like, we're kind of Pat McGrath status there. Maybe you can find some kind of discount during Black Friday that's coming up this week, hopefully. If so, I'll link it down below, but I don't know. As far as the quad goes, I kind of already talked about it. You know, I'm happy that I have it. I don't necessarily collect Charlotte Tilbury quads, but this was one that I've been wanting for a long time, and one of the very rare makeup products where I couldn't get it out of my head, and I was checking eBay, checking Mercari, Poshmark to see if I could purchase this, and I couldn't pull the trigger on paying 3 times the price. So I'm glad that I waited. Pick it up if it's also a product that you kind of had on your wish list. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I personally just like that this has a little bit more deeper, rosier tones. Pillow Talk is just so overplayed, and I hope that Charlotte Tilbury kind of goes more in this Fire Rose direction, and other brands as well, not just Charlotte Tilbury. I'm getting a little bit tired of the pinky mauves via Pat McGrath, etc., and I'm ready for like this kind of color story because I have those pinky mauves over and over and over again in my collection, and this is at least something in the same family, but not the same. They're cousins, and I'm ready to like venture out onto a different side of the family. That's all I have for you today though. You know, like I said, I kind of just wanted this to be a quick, fun try-on video, nothing too serious, and just play with some makeup. I feel like I haven't done that in a while. I've been trying to like be more professional, and I wanted to just sit down and play. So that's what I did. But I would love to hear your opinions down below. Did you already pick these up? Was this an easy pass for you? Is this going to be on your wish list? I love to hear all your comments just because we're all different, and I like seeing different viewpoints. So let me know down below, but that's where I'm going to leave you all. I hope you're having a great one, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.